When you look at 2013, what kind of a year do you see we had? Is this going to be a big year in terms of the number of sales, the dollar volume?
I think it's close to a record year. I mean, the 2007, which was the record year,
Right.
you had the EOP trades and retrades.
So a massive portfolio changing hands twice.
Right. So I think that had a big impact on the year.
Sure.
So I think statistically we could be at a peak year if you were to take that out.
Do you have similar projections for 2014? What will happen in 2014 in your mind?
Oh, I think we're going to see a lot of big trades. I think we're getting closer to the CMBS maturities of
Sure.
the 2005, 2006, 2007 purchases.
Right.
So, a year out from a maturity, you can probably handle the prepayment penalty.
Yes.
3 years out, it's a little tough to handle those prepayment penalties. They're big. I mean, some of these deals, when you look at the prepayment penalty, they're literally $150 million.
So that's what it's coming down to, some of the timing of these sales, prepayment penalties, your debt structure, and what the timing allows for you to trade the asset.
Right. Plus, last year, if you'd read about a $700 million trade, you'd have been like, wow, that's a big trade.
Right.
Now we're back to going, okay, you can move $1.5 billion building.
Do you see the banks getting more aggressive? Do you see them, last year I gave you a 65% loan, now I'll give you 75%, maybe next year I'll give you 85%? Or are they being conservative still?
I think the banks might be willing to lend a little bit more. I think there's so much cash that they don't even want to borrow the money.
Right. They're willing to put in the equity.
Right. They want to put the equity out.
If you're putting in a lot more equity into a deal, does that change the kind of players and investors and what kind of returns they're going to expect to get from a real estate asset?
If it's an older building, then you may be playing more for local or pension players who really do understand the marketplace. I took one Chinese investor to see 425 Lex, and he gets out of the car and he goes like this. Old, no. Gets back in the car. And that was built in the 80s.
The Midtown East rezoning plan was supposed to spur new construction.
Right.
In the Grand Central area, in the East Midtown area. That plan didn't pass for the time being. Was that a setback to the real estate market in any way?
I don't think so. Look, we have a lot of construction going on right now. To me, I'm sure the Midtown East rezoning is a great idea,
right,
ultimately, but for right now, we got plenty of construction to absorb. The Hudson Yards, we got 425 Park, you got 380 Madison, you got Manhattan West, you still have a lot of stuff in the, downtown, so you got a lot of space to fill.
Do you see any downside risks to the market in 2014? Interest rates rising, you hear about the financial industry, which has traditionally been the biggest taker of office space in New York City, seems to be contracting, certainly not growing. Does the political change in the city always have the potential to impact the market in any way?
We'll see what it'll bring, but this is a very strong city, and Bloomberg has put a lot of great things in place. And
Sure.
I think we're going to do fine.